What's your favorite poverty meal that you still eat regardless of where you are financially? Steamed white rice, crack a raw egg in it while it's scorching hot, stir aggressively and dash with soy sauce. If I have some roasted seaweed in that shiz. Super cheap breakfast, but oh man is it filling / delicious. This has become one of my go-tos. Maybe a bit of roasted garlic and or sesame seeds. Some chopped spring onions or chives. Basically whatever's in the fridge. Came for my broadcast recipe planner, thumbs up. Stew. There could be anything in there but it's still delicious. My grandma, who grew up during World War II, taught me that you can make soup from almost anything. At least once a week I just throw a bunch of scrap veggies, leftover meat, rice and whatever other random bits are left over from the week's meals into a pot with some stock, boil it all together and bam. Baby, you got a stew going. Peanut butter and sliced banana on toast. Now that I'm better off financially, I'll add real honey and ground cinnamon because I'm a fancy bitch now. Bougie as fuck. Soup boiled down with rice to bulk it up. This is a good one, almost like a porridge or congee. When I'm sick I boil rice in chicken stock and just eat it that way, no soy sauce or anything else, so it's easy on my stomach. It's a really comforting thing to eat. Dump a can of your favorite condensed cream over the top a cup or two of rice. Best damn comfort food when you're sick. Cinnamon toast. Just bread, butter, cinnamon and sugar mixed together. Also, I love ramen. Edit, thank you for my first award, stranger, sparkling heart, really was not expecting this comment to blow up. Apparently y'all love your cinnamon toast and ramen, I mean instant noodles for all y'all nitpickers in the thread lol. Second edit, I've always referred to margarine as butter. So when I say butter, I mean margarine. Y'all really are nitpicking lamau. I love cinnamon toast. But I butter it, sprinkle generously with cinnamon and sugar, then stick that shit under the broiler till it forms a melted crust on top. Edit, as another Redditor pointed out I meant to say until it caramelizes. Warm and crunchy and glorious, the bottom stays soft too so it's got multiple textures. Second edit, broil it until the cinnamon, sugar and butter forms a nice crunchy crust. Does that make y'all nitpickers happy? LMFAO. The first time I made this for my kids I said I'll make you some special toast from when I was a kid. 14 years later they still call it special toast. Kids, I love that you're so easy to please. We used to eat squash and eggs growing up. Grew the squash and eggs are cheap enough, or trade with the neighbors. You just cut the squash into thin round and cook in a pan with a little oil until they're just soft. Scramble the eggs with the squash, add a bunch of pepper, some salt. Sometimes we ate it over noodles or rice. Breakfast today, sauté zucchini, onions, tomatoes. Put in the middle of provolone grilled cheese. Cook eggs in drippings of previous items. Use grilled cheese to soak up yolk. Felt extremely fancy and it really cost nothing. Peanut butter sandwich. Nothing beats a good old-fashioned PB&J, hold the J. I'm 45 years old and have been eating peanut butter sandwiches since childhood. My parents used to tell me I'd get sick of it. Still haven't. I stopped using jelly sometime during my teen years. Just peanut butter on bread for me. Nothing against jelly, really. I just kind of started to prefer peanut butter and bread. Butter noodles. Yes. And if you were lucky to have parm and garlic, then you're eating good. Cool, 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 cool. Beans and rice. I remember a big pot of beans living in the fridge. Hungry? Get some beans. Don't like what was for dinner? Get some beans. Upset stomach? Beans. I prefer rice and beans but I get it. Pancakes. Cheap to make and filling, can be eaten with whatever is in your fridge. Whatever is in your fridge, pancakes and beef fat plus olives. I didn't know pancakes was classed as poverty food. Nonetheless, pancakes will always be amazing. Thing called goop. It's something my father came up with when he was super poor after leaving the army in the 80s when the economy was fucked, and it's now like a staple in our family. It's like a stroganoff or something, I guess. The recipe is 1 can of cheap cream of mushroom soup, one of those 80-cent things of sour cream, the empty soup can full of milk, a dash of $1 steak sauce, seasoning and cheap ground beef over noodles. Costs just a couple bucks to make and feeds an entire family of 4. Editing to add the full recipe, I use Goya season all, and I generally put it over farfalle noodles, but fettuccine works really well too. So the general recipe I follow is as follows: brown ground meat with salt and pepper with a dash of Worcestershire sauce. Once that's browned, add in a can of cream of mushroom and a huge dollop of sour cream, fill the pan with milk and add that too. Then some more Worcestershire sauce, some A1, and like a tablespoon of your favorite mustard. Season to taste with Italian seasoning, garlic powder, onion powder and whatever else you think sounds good. Serve over noodles. I also suggest putting some Parmesan cheese over it when you eat it, cause it's good. Yeah, that would pretty much get you a poor man's stroganoff that tastes just as good as the real thing. We ate this in the 80s, too. Called it spoon burgers. Depending how tight money was, it often was just cheap ground beef and a can of cream of mushroom soup, salt and maybe with some water to loosen it up. This was also for a family of 4. Toast with a fried egg for breakfast. Been eating that for probably 6 years now and still look forward to it every morning. Hello fellow egg and toast lover. Life feels incomplete without, and nothing can replace it. My nan used to make me what she called egg in the bread. You take a slice of bread and butter it. Then use a glass tumbler to cut the center out. Put in the pan butter side down, then crack your egg in the middle. Before you flip out a pat of butter in the pan and then fry the other side. It's really tasty. Also, you cannot be wasteful and fry the cut out center too. Fried bread is fancy man toast. Dull. Aside from turmeric, you can buy all the ingredients for less than $2 a pound. Oh yeah. Dull is magic. Lentils in general deserve more love. They are so good for you, and are delicious. They make a great meat substitute if you're broke or just want to go meatless. Dull by itself? Nah. But khichdi? Now you're talking. My favorite comfort food. Fried eggs with fried potatoes. This is not poverty meal, this a gold meal in Romania. Edit, mulțumesc pentru premii. Also to the guy who argued with me on how to make fries potatoes, fuck you. I love grated potato plus onion with scrambled cheese and butter all in one pan. It's a bit of effort to make but very worth it. Toast. If you have butter or something to slap on top, even better, but a few pieces of toast usually satisfies my hunger for a decent amount of time. I'm the opposite, toast always makes me hungrier. One of the basic foods in Kingdom of Loathing is toast. Nothing special, nothing elaborate, just toast. Cream of mushroom soup and rice. Cream of mushroom soup plus pasta plus Costco frozen meatballs plus spices equals Swedish meatballs, chef's kiss. Ramen. I'll one-up that with Indomie specifically. If you haven't heard of it, you're missing out. It was so popular in Nigeria it practically replaced the world noodle, despite Indomie being an Indonesian product, 11,688 kilometers away. I brought it to an international summer camp in Finland where all the delegates from other countries pretty much lapped up the serving tray like dogs. Ramen with a scrambled egg mixed in for some protein. Grilled cheese sandwich. Edit, added egg to the grill. Grilled cheese is great pretending to be bougie food too. My brother and I used to go to the store together and splurge on fancy-ish cheese, i.e. still the pre-cut stuff in plastic in the dairy section, not the high-end stuff in the deli section or the fancy cheese cooler, and see who could come up with the best combination of cheeses and bread from the bakery section. I think we settled on sourdough, smoked Gouda, Havarti, and cream cheese. Grilled PB plus J. Cinnamon sugar toast. My son once called this poor man's churros. The name has stuck in our household. My 4-year-old and I eat this for breakfast on the weekends. She calls it toast with sprinkles, smiley face. Quesadillas, with hot sauce if there is any. Edit, I think a lot of people have different ideas of what a quesadilla is. My version is strictly a single tortilla with whatever cheese I have lying around, usually dollar packs of singles. That means no meat, beans, lettuce, tomato, etc., and I definitely don't use a foreman to make mine. Poverty meal? That's dinner where I come from. Wait. Just heating up the coma right now to make a quesadilla for lunch. Subscribe for more hot Reddit takes in your inbox, guaranteed.